Many years ago, I heard a sermon in which a pastor described how people sometimes get deeply, deeply hurt because of the dysfunction that may have existed in the homes in which they grew up. And unfortunately, what all too frequently happens is that those hurt people grow up and they wind up inflicting similar types of hurt in the homes they establish. And this minister who was talking about this, he spoke about this idea using the metaphor of a broken baton in a relay race. I thought that was a very effective way of thinking about it. Always stuck with me. You know, in a relay race, one runner has the baton for a certain portion of the race, and then that runner passes the baton to the next runner for a portion of the race, and so on that goes with several more runners. They keep passing along at a certain point that same baton. And again, I just always felt like that was a very effective way of thinking about this dysfunction, that sometimes it gets passed along from one generation to the next generation, to the next generation in families. Somebody's hurt when they're young, and in effect, what happens is they receive a broken baton. That's what happens to them, and sadly, it's not too unlikely, it doesn't have to happen this way, but it's not too unlikely that they go on and they too then pass along a broken baton. Hey, you know, no one had a perfect childhood. You know that, right? Nobody had a perfect family. Now, I understand some people had way more hurt and dysfunction in their homes than others of us did. I'm very aware of that reality. I acknowledge that. I'm sympathetic to that. But I've had some conversations recently about this kind of thing, and one of the questions that comes to me is, where will the passing along of the broken baton end? Is it ever going to end? And I would like to challenge us with God's help. It's a God thing. With God's healing, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could recognize, it always starts with this recognition, recognize that perhaps we were passed along a broken baton. Maybe that's what happened. And it's not good, it's not fair, we can sympathize with that reality, but let's recognize now it is what it is. That's what happened. And with God's help, what if you were the generation in your family that ended at least the significant dysfunction and hurt? Could that happen? I know this is a very big deal. I understand that. I understand that hurts that happened in our homes when we were young can run very, very deep. I know that. I'm very sympathetic to that. But God is bigger than the hurt. Right? Yeah, He is. He's capable. God is capable of bringing healing. He's God. He could do that. Turn to Him. Turn to Him. Let's be the ones. Let's be the generation in our families at least. We can't control other families, but in our families, let's be the ones that stop passing along a broken baton.